Here's the question. Which one is the gold standard and which one is the coal standard when it comes to going off-road and being an overland vehicle?
Oh, it's a simple answer. Of course, it's the Toyota Land Cruiser.
I might agree with you, but then again I might not, because we have our Overland prepared Hummer right behind us, and we're about to go off-road.
Why is the Land Cruiser a perfect overland and 4x4 vehicle? We just look at its history. The Land Cruiser name is known worldwide for some of the most reliable and most off-road capable vehicles out there. And this brand new model behind me has what it takes. It has a V8 engine, an 8-speed automatic transmission, a really robust 4x4 system. And I think it will show that Hummer what's up.
I've been on record before saying that I'm not a big fan of the H2. However, we've really pushed it to make this vehicle a better overlanding vehicle. One of the things we've managed to do is take the vehicle and put better tires on it and put on much better equipment throughout to make it better overlanding. By the way, you might be wondering why I'm throwing the cash out. That's because while it's sitting there, it's probably drinking gas. One of the biggest issues with this vehicle, really bad gas mileage.
Oh, thank you, Nathan. Actually, I need the extra cash because although the Land Cruiser is much more modern, I'm still getting 12.9-ish MPG getting here. When going off-road, you need several things. You need a lot of ground clearance, you need good approach and departure angles, and of course breakover angle is important too, but the Land Cruiser comes with these factory side steps which might be ripped off if you're not careful.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Hummer has side steps as well. Fortunately, they are removable, and personally speaking, I would never off-road on purpose with side steps. And, cool part, right here, nice sliders. Putting these things on is a pain, but removing them isn't too terribly difficult because there's a knob in the back. There we go.
So you may have seen this Wrangler JK mulling around in some of the previous shots. That's because we're using this Jeep to pre-run some of the trails. I have a winch, I have the ground clearance. We're gonna make sure that these rigs can make it up these trails with the Jeep. And we're off. So obviously neither of those rigs are rock crawlers, nor are they supposed to be rock crawlers. And that Land Cruiser is $85,000. And we do not want to be responsible for breaking a brand new 600 mile, $85,000 Land Cruiser, which is why I'm here in the Jeep doing a scouting run.
Dixie Chicks, this is Rubber Ducky. Do you call in Dixie Chicks?
Rubber ducky, huh?
Who is he calling Dixie Chicks?
This here is Nine Toe and Big Bad Boots and Pants waiting to hear their proper name mentioned on the radio.
All right, Nine Toe, I'm at the first obstacle. Looks like we've got some medium-sized rocks, and we may have to do the walk around on this one.
Roger that, we're standing by.
Wow, that was a big, big fall on the Wrangler there. With that left front tire, I think that may be a little hard. We're gonna have the other two rigs come around that obstacle versus go over it. All right, Nine Toe and right.
Listen, Barry, you're good to come up. Please come on up. 10-4, good buddy. We're on our way up right now.
Good luck.
Vale,
I'll be picking up parts behind you as I move along.
So I'm already in four-wheel low. This thing did the entire trail up to this point in traction control 2. Hey, Boots and Pants, do you have your ears on?
This is Boots and Pants, what's up?
Does your truck have traction control 2?
No, but I have a lot of other stuff. I have ECT2, I have traction control off, I have a central locker, I have crawl control, I have 360-degree camera views, and a lot more.
Okay, I've got a double front.
Triple center and quadruple rear locker.
No, I don't. But I do have a rear locker. Let's see, a tow haul mode, rear end, which will lift automatically if I wanted to, or manually. Really good tires, because I needed them just now.
One thing about this Land Cruiser is just how refined it is. I'm getting close to some rocks I don't have quite enough clearance. I have an amazing four-wheel drive system.
Yep.
I'm in 4-low, obviously, and I'm locking my center differential, but I'm just crawling, not really losing traction. So these tires, although not as beefy as Nathan's, are doing just fine. The Land Cruiser is wearing factory issue Dunlop Grand Track tires, and I think this is my disadvantage in this case.
I agree with you 100%. Not only that, but these are actually the standard size of the tires that it came with, but at 35 inches, these BFGs, ooh, yeah, terrain, not going to be much of a problem in terms of grip.
All right, guys, how did that one go?
Easy as cake, piece of pie.
It was a little challenging for me because
I wasn't sure about my approach angle.
but I made it without touching anything.
That H2 is incredibly wide for some of these obstacles. It really, it really did push the limits of how wide you can be through some of these trees. So that is an issue.
Thank God Nathan was driving, because
He is so manly when driving. He has no problem going around big obstacles.
even when he drives big truck.
Товарищ, что ты мне говоришь? Ты ничего не знаешь.
В своем хаммере.
I love it when he gets into his real rush.
Hey Nathan, do you have a MPG meter showing right now?
Average econ 11.8 miles per gallon.
I'm at 12.8 MPG right now.
So you're winning.
I want MPG.
Yes! Check it out, guys. I have a lot of lights here. Using all my lights. I'm in 4-low, so my traction control is off. My adaptive cruise control system is off. I have terrain management system enabled. I'm not using crawl control yet.
Yeah, I can't see out of this thing. This is a problem. Can't see out of it. I will not disqualify this vehicle based on its ability to go off-road. It can really go off-road, and I feel so much better about having the front end all straightened. However, it's massive. I've had apartments in college smaller than this thing.
This is a moderate trail so far. It's getting more and more difficult as we make progress. So far the Land Cruiser didn't put a wheel wrong.
Okay, this is the hardest one yet. It's a big ledge. It'll test approach and departure, and maybe even some traction and articulation. So we'll have to see how these guys do with it.
Another narrow passage, which wouldn't be narrow for really any other vehicle other than this and maybe a Power Wagon and a Raptor. There we go. That wasn't too bad.
How am I in the back?
Okay, keep going, you're good. Oh, slow, slow, slow. Okay, you're good. Just a mud flap.
Mud flap.
Yep, there you go.
Ooh, plenty of traction climbing this rock. Nice.
In some ways, today represents a bit of a shakedown for our Hummer, being that we built it up for the Overland Expo.
Yeah, we're going to Arizona, Flagstaff. We're going to be there on May 18th at the Overland Expo.
That's right, we're hoping to see you guys there. We're going to be walking around with a little bit of swag, and we're going to have Roman and Tommy and Mr. Russian here, and even myself.
So if you want to see an H2 in an Overland dress, be sure to show up at the Overland Expo in Flagstaff, Arizona on May 18th. We're all going to be there.
See you there, guys.
Hey Nathan, is your Hummer
Overheating yet? And is it spewing?
all kinds of fluids?
Oh, so far everything's in the green.
I probably sucked up.
A quarter of a gallon of gas since I've been sitting here.
Look at my camera system. I can see on both sides of the Land Cruiser. There's Tommy. I can see my inclination. I can also see what's happening up front and where my tires are pointing.
There are a few things we need to discuss, and one of which is reliability.
Well, how do you want to do this? Because the Toyota is known to be reliable.
That is true, but fortunately we have taken the Hummer in, and it has had some work done on the front end, which is one of the problem areas, right?
Yeah, we've completely upgraded this steering system on the Hummer with double shear components and also beefy tie rod ends.
So that's a good start, but the other thing is interior space, and usable interior space at that. And once again, your vehicle trumps mine.
Well, I don't know about that. I think, should we measure them? Okay, I can fit diagonally here, like this. But it's not such a long space. Actually, it's a little bit more comfortable in the Hummer here. I have a headrest that's helping me out, right here. I do wish I had a little bit of a lift on this Land Cruiser with a more beefy tire. But as it is, from the factory, this is an incredibly capable machine.
I'm guessing that Andre's probably having a more comfortable ride than I am. However, Tommy's probably bouncing around a little bit.
Okay, I'm getting your spots over this one. This is kind of a
It looks innocuous enough, but then I saw Tommy at full articulation. I don't think he could have gone any further without lifting a wheel.
It's mostly rocks. Pretty dangerous.
Hummer should be okay. I don't know about the ground clearance on the Toyota.
All right, Tommy's gonna spot us again.
Can't see what I'm hitting.
It's a roof rock against a tree.
Curse you, that Hummer roof rack box!
Hey, Nathan.
Don't worry about that roof rack. We don't need it.
You know, one of the problems with overlanding is that a lot of people, including us, put a lot of extra crap on top of their vehicle, so suddenly it's no longer as small, which means you limit some of the places you can go to without rubbing or destroying components on your vehicle.
Okay, that's kind of a tight area. I don't want to scratch my roof.
Nice and slow. Okay. Straight on, straighten it out a little bit more. Slow, slow, whoa. Okay, yeah, you're good, you're good, you're good. Whoa, there it is, there it is.
Is it close?
Yeah, you're close.
The ideal vehicle would be like a little Suzuki Samurai with a little diesel and towing a little tiny pod that's just big enough to sleep in.
Slow, 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 slow. Yep, nice and easy, there you go.
They call me Mr. Rock Crawler.
They call me macaroni salad.
Refrigerator. Oh yeah.
I was thinking about luxury.
Right now, in 2018, this Land Cruiser is incredibly luxurious. Has a nice interior, a lot of technical features, you know, touch screen. But back in 03, that Hummer was a luxury machine, wasn't it?
It still is. It has leather and heated seats.
But you have a lot of tech goodies too, like 2 traction control systems, air suspension, all that stuff. Yeah, but I wouldn't consider that necessarily luxury. I'd consider that more off-roadability.
How much was your Hummer in 03?
Like 60,000, I think?
Yeah, I was approaching that territory.
In the 50s, and that was a lot of money back then.
If you're going long distances or crossing the Saharan desert, the Land Cruiser is still the gold standard of overlanding. But for rock crawling like we did here, the Hummer H2 was more capable. I learned something today.
Yes?
I learned that it's very nice to be in a comfortable, luxurious vehicle, crawling over rocks with some friends.
I agree 100% with the exception of the fact that mine wasn't that comfortable, and I figured out why.
What?
When I was off-roading, I accidentally triggered the heated seat, and I just kept thinking I was getting overly nervous. And it is a powerful heated seat. It's on the door. So I'm like, God, am I that worried about scraping?
Are you cooking? Well, you were cooking.
I was cooking. But it had a really good off-road system. It works great. Except it's just so bloody wide. That's the only thing I'm really worried about.
Well, I saw you almost taking off the roof rack at one point.
Yeah, don't tell Roman.
Up.
You know, my Land Cruiser here has a caution attention sticker, and it has Russian.
I think it has something to do with Chernobyl.
It says,
Не выполняйте зарядку, если под устройством расположены металлические предметы, это может привести к нагреванию предметов.
и ожогом.
Oh yeah? Well, mine says, Danger the motor, yeah, блядь. Дай мне 0,3 bonus.